Hello and welcome to the Football Follow-Through podcast. I'm Sam Dodds and today I'm going to be previewing the second round of the last 16 Champions League matches. We start off on Tuesday with Chelsea hosting Lille. Chelsea are third in the Premier League and won their most recent game against Crystal Palace 1-0, whereas Lille are 11th in Liga in France, so not doing particularly well this season. However, they did finish top of their group in the Champions League group stages when they had to play Wolfsburg, Sevilla and also RB Salzburg. So this is a game that Chelsea fans won't dismiss as being an easy one, as they do have some good players. They've got Jonathan David up front, the Canadian striker, who has 16 goals in all competitions this season and scored 3 in the Champions League group stages. The Portuguese central midfielder Renato Sanchez also plays for Lille, and he can be a threat going forward and is a powerful box-to-box midfielder, so Chelsea will have to be on their guard. If Romelu Lukaku starts for Chelsea, he'll be hoping to improve on his poor performance that he put in against Crystal Palace, where he received only 7 touches. You'll probably be aware. It's been mentioned on many news platforms, and that was one of the lowest, or if not the lowest, amount of touches since Opta started recording stats, so he's going to have to improve. So far this season, he's not really justifying that £100 million price tag, is he? Yes, he hasn't had the service from the wing-back areas where Chilwell and Reece James earlier on in the season were providing him with a bit of creation for him to score some goals, but he's going to have to adapt his game to get more involved. Hakim Ziyech has been in good scoring form for Chelsea of late and scored against Palace at the weekend, so he'll be hoping to have another good game. The final score in this game is going to be 2-0 to Chelsea. I think they'll be solid enough at the back as they have been most of this season, and they'll nick a couple of goals to put them in pole position. 2-0 Chelsea. Over to the east side of Spain now, and Villarreal are hosting Juventus. Villarreal sit 6th in La Liga and finished 2nd in their Champions League group with Man United, Young Boys and Atalanta. Unai Emery is very popular at Villarreal and he's done a good job there. And usually he's the king of the Europa League, but this season he'll be hoping he can do something in the Champions League. And I think he'll give Juventus a very tough 2 legs. Their main threat comes from Danjuma, who plays as a winger for Villarreal. He has 12 goals in all competitions for them and is their top scorer. And it's amazing to think that he was playing for Bournemouth last season, so he's really gone up a level. Bournemouth fans will testify that he was their main threat last season and really stood out. And he's showing that at Villarreal this season. Danjuma scored 4 Champions League goals in the group stage games out of 6, which is pretty impressive, and he'll be hoping to net again at home. It'll be a tough ask against a well-organised Juventus side. And Gerard Moreno has also had a good season so far for Villarreal. The striker has 11 goals in all competitions. At left-back, Alberto Moreno, Liverpool fans will remember him, has scored 6 goals in all competitions, so he's a threat bombing on from left-back. Juventus are 4th in Serie A and have new signing Vlahovic. He'll be hoping to get a taste of Champions League football for the first time. A big blow for Juventus is that Paulo Dybala doesn't look like he's going to be quite ready to come back for them, having been injured. This is a blow as he has scored 12 goals in all competitions and netted 3 times in the Champions League group stages. It'll be up to Vlahovic to get the goals in this game, or possibly Alvaro Morata if they go with 2 up top. Morata's not having a bad season himself, with 8 goals in all competitions. In the central midfield, you'll remember Locatelli from the Euros for Italy. He's playing for Juventus this season, having signed from Sassuolo, be that important box-to-box midfielder if he starts. For any of you Bundesliga listeners, you'll know Zakaria, who played for Borussia Mönchengladbach. Well, he now plays for Juventus, was signed in January, and has made 4 appearances so far, so it's not impossible that we won't see him in this game at some point, and is a big, strong central defensive midfielder. A tight game this is going to be, and a game that Unai Emery is going to have to be tactically very astute to make sure that his team is still in the game going back to, and I think they'll manage that. I think this is going to end 1-1. Scorers, Danjuma for Villarreal, and I wouldn't be overly surprised to see Vlahovic back his first Champions League goal. In Madrid, Atletico Madrid take on Manchester United on Wednesday, and Atletico are 5th in La Liga this season and aren't having a very good season. Angel Correa is their top scorer with 12 goals, Luis Suarez just behind with 11 goals, but Simeone has been struggling to get the best out of a team that have a lot of good flair players, and there has even been talk of him possibly maybe not even staying on until next season, but I'd have to doubt this as he has been there for a long time and he's on a very lucrative contract, so I doubt he'll be wanting to go. A good run in the Champions League this season should make the Atletico board somewhat more satisfied, but they come up against a very unpredictable Manchester United side who, on the whole, have been poor this season, but every now and again can randomly turn up and get a good result. With Jadon Sancho in good form at the minute, looking like he's finally delivering somewhat after a poor start. Ronaldo, one of the best strikers in world football ever, so he's obviously going to be a threat for them. Just don't know what you're going to get from Manchester United. So this is a really hard game to predict. I think Ranić might finally have got Manchester United turning into a slightly more positive period of results, but I wouldn't be certain that this will sustain itself for the whole of the rest of the season. This game, they'll do something and they'll get a draw. This will be another draw, 1-1 this game, with Ronaldo on the score sheet, coming back against one of his rival teams when he played for Real Madrid. And if this game does go how I predict, you'd think Manchester United would be in a good position for the second leg. But again, with Man United being so up and down, a 1-1 result, you wouldn't back them definitely to even go through after that. The final game of the Champions League, last 16 matches, first legs, is between Benfica and Ajax. Benfica sit third in the Portuguese league this season, so they're not having an amazing season, but they did well in the Champions League group stages to pit Barcelona to second and humiliate Barcelona, who now have to play in the Europa League. Their main threat is Darwin Núñez, the 22-year-old Uruguayan who scored 23 goals in all competitions this season and netted 3 times in the group stages of the Champions League. I watched an interesting documentary the other day on BT Sport about this lad and what he and his brother went through as youngsters, and his older brother sacrificed his professional playing career to help with family issues, allowing Darwin to pursue his dream of being one of Uruguay's best strikers in recent times. And he has shown just what hard work and dedication has done for him, along with his supreme attacking skill set. He's got 23 goals in all competitions and he scored 3 in the Champions League group stages, and he'll be a threat once again. Rafa is a winger to look out for, and he's scored 11 goals in all competitions this season, and he is a pace machine. On to Ajax, and they sit first in the Eredivisie, but the Champions League campaign for them so far has been absolutely obscene. They won every game in the group stage, scoring 20 goals and conceding only 5. Sebastian Haller scored in every Champions League group stage game and netted 10 goals in the 6 Champions League games, and West Ham fans must be wondering why the hell they sold him, as Antonio's not exactly banging them in at the minute for West Ham. Haller has 28 goals in all competitions, and this is his best season ever, and he's going to be on the score sheet again in this tie, probably in the second leg. This will be one of the more open first legs, and I think this game's going to end 2-1 to Ajax, and many neutrals would be quite happy to see Ajax go quite far this season and try to repeat what they did in the 2019 Champions League, where they got all the way to the semi-finals only to lose in the dying seconds to Tottenham. Enjoy these Champions League games. You've been listening to the Football Follow Through podcast.